Why Obama is happy to fight Elizabeth Warren on the trade deal. Legacy of Eden Path's disappearance. The rise of helicopter parents. Seeking Hispanic vote. Hillary Clinton defends illegal immigrants. North Korea boasts of firing ballistic missile from submarine. Jameis Winston files counterclaim, denies he raped a woman. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina thanks Tripura CM Manik Sarkar for backing land swap deal. President Obama's weekly address honoring the 70th anniversary of VE Day. He's absolutely wrong, Barack Obama said. He was talking about Elizabeth Warren, the Massachusetts senator and populist crusader whom Obama helped elevate to national prominence. Warren generally reserves her more acid critics for Republicans and Wall Street, but in recent weeks she has been leading a vocal coalition of leftist groups and lawmakers who oppose the president's free trade pact with 12 Asian countries. In the past week, as I had just reminded Obama, Warren launched her heaviest torpedo yet against the trade deal, alleging that some future president might not use in an excuse to undo the regulation of Wall Street that Obama signed into law in 2010. In fact, as the White House quickly pointed out, language in the pact would expressively prevent that unless Congress voted to allow it. I would have to be pretty stupid, Obama said, laughing. This is pure speculation. She and I both taught law school, and one of the things you do as a law professor is you spit out hypotheticals. And this is all hypothetical, speculative. Obama wasn't through. He wanted to know, in pointed terms, that for all the talk about her populist convictions, Warren had a personal brand she was trying to promote too. Eden Path's disappearance in 1979 drastically changed parenting practices in the United States, and its legacy is still with us. The story of the 6-year-old boy's death re-emerged in national media during the trial of Pedro Hernandez, a former stock clerk, now 54, who confessed in 2012 to choking the child to death and dumping his body a few blocks away. On Friday, a Manhattan jury announced that it could not reach a verdict when Junior was convinced that Hernandez's confession could be trusted, given his mental health history, and the judge declared a mistrial. The tragedy of Eden was the first of several, though rare, missing child stories in the dominant news cycles. For many, it was the catalyst for the rise in helicopter parenting. Gone were the days of letting one's children roam carefree throughout the neighborhood until sunset. Our doors opened as a result of what happened to Eden, Adam Walsh, Johnny Gosch, and other victims, Lori said in an interview with Yahoo News. What happened to Eden captured the hearts of many Americans, but it also raised the awareness about the vulnerability of children. It's any parent's worst nightmare. Adam 6 was abducted from a Scars department store in Florida in 1981, and his severed head was found 2 weeks later. The following year, Johnny, a 12-year-old paperboy, was kidnapped after leaving home to conduct his paper route in Iowa. The FBI's National Crime Information Center cataloged 466,941 cases of missing children for 2014. The 11 million undocumented immigrants in the United States don't vote, but they have children, siblings, or cousins who do, and Hillary Clinton is courting their support. The Democratic presidential candidate has singled out immigration as a key campaign issue in her bid for the White House in 2016. She is looking to set herself apart from her Republican rivals on the matter and has even said she wants to go further than President Barack Obama to secure legal status, citizenship for millions of undocumented immigrants, most of whom are Hispanic. The move is a strategic one. Securing the Hispanic vote could be what Clinton or any candidate needs to become president in the next election. In 2012, the Hispanics made up 10% of the vote, compared to only 2% in 1976. In recent elections, they have shown an increasing preference for the Democratic Party. Obama won the 2012 race with 82% of the minority vote, including 71% of the Hispanic vote. Sitting with a group of undocumented students this week in Nevada, Clinton made her stance clear, calling on Congress to adopt comprehensive immigration reform and create a path to citizenship for the youth and millions of others like them. She promised to do more than Obama, who used executive action last November to bypass Congress and approve measures to protect about 4 million undocumented foreigners from deportation. Clinton said she was ready to use executive action to shield many more. North Korea said on Saturday it has successfully test-fired a ballistic missile from a submarine, a step that will mark significant progress in the secretive state's military capabilities. It could pose a new threat to the South Korea, Japan, and the United States, which have tried to contain North Korea's growing nuclear and missile strength, military experts said. The North's leader, Kim Jong-un, oversaw the test launch from an offshore location as the submarine divided and a ballistic missile surfaced from the sea and soared into the air, leaving a fiery trail of blaze, the official KCNA news agency said. Through the test, it was verified and confirmed that the underwater ballistic missile launched from a strategic submarine fully achieved the latest military, scientific, and technical requirements. North Korea is under United Nations sanctions banning it from developing or using ballistic missile technology. The United States would not comment on the reported test but said launches using ballistic missile technology were a clear violation of UN Secretary Council resolutions. Attorneys for the top NFL draft pick, Jameis Winston, contend a woman seeking civil damages from the quarterback after accusing him of rape is trying to tarnish his reputation and tap into the Heisman Trophy winner's newfound wealth. The former Florida State star practiced again Saturday, the final day of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rookie minicamp, and was not made available to comment on a counterclaim filed on his behalf 1 week after signing a 4-year, $23,035 million contract. Nothing is surprising us, Bucs coach Lovie Smith said when asked if Winston notified the team in advance of Friday's filing in federal court in Orlando. In it, the quarterback's lawyers alleged that the Erica Kinsman created a media circus that initiated settlement discussion in which her attorneys demanded $7 million from Winston. Kinsman, a former FSU student, claimed she was drunk at a Tallahassee bar in December 2012 when Winston and others took her to an apartment where she says the quarterback raped her. Winston had repeatedly denied the allegations and said the two had consensual sex. Prosecutors had declined to charge Winston, and FSU cleared him. Prosecutors have declined to charge Winston, and FSU cleared him of any wrongdoing in 2-day student conduct hearing. Kinsman filed a lawsuit 2 weeks before the April 30th NFL draft, accusing Winston of rape, assault, false imprisonment, and emotional distress. Ms. Kinsman had made the false statements in an effort to cause damage to Mr. Winston's reputation and to coerce and extort him to give her money and to make her go away. The attorneys wrote, Ms. Kinsman was aware that Mr. Winston was likely to earn a substantial amount of money in salary, bonuses, and endorsements as a professional NFL football player. The Associated Press doesn't routinely identify people who say they are sexual assault victims. However, Kinsman told her story publicly in a documentary. The court filing obtained by the AP and first reported by the Tampa Bay Times, said Winston requested a jury hear the matter. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has thanked Tripura Chief Minister Manik Sarkar for backing the India-Bangladesh land boundary agreement that the Indian Parliament has passed, an official said in Agartala. Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has thanked Tripura Chief Minister Manik Sarkar for backing the India-Bangladesh land boundary agreement that the Indian Parliament has passed, an official said Agartala on Saturday. The Bangladesh Prime Minister on Friday night telephoned the Chief Minister and thanked him for backing the IBA, a top Tripura government official said on condition of anonymity. With the endorsement of the IBA in Parliament, India-Bangladesh relations would be strengthened further. Tripura's relations with Bangladesh would get a new high, the official quoted Sarkar as telling Hasina. The Chief Minister also informed Hasina that the Tripura government is setting up an India-Bangladesh Friendship Park in the state to commemorate the 1971 Bangladesh Liberation War. The land swap protocol envisages transfer of 111 enclaves with a total area of 17,163 acres in Bangladesh, while the neighboring country is to transfer 51 enclaves with an area of 7,110,002 acres in India. A 6.1 undefined border stretch with a demarcated with the bill being passed. The 51 enclaves fall in India's states of West Bengal, Assam, Tripura, and Meghalaya. The villagers said they were allowed to cultivate in their deserted lands on the other side of the fencing in Dalai River, but in most times the Bangladeshi people had been taken away their crops. In the disputed 64 acres Mahuru Char land, 57 families had been doing cultivation for more than 5 decades. There were also 3 very old crematories of 3 different religion groups in the Mohuri Chur land of Mohuri River, which flows with Tripura to Bangladesh. Tripura shares 856-kilometer borders with Bangladesh and 8 major rivers, including Mohuri and Dalai, flows from the state to the neighboring country. In this week's address, the President honored the 70th anniversary of VE Day. On this occasion, we commemorate the Allied victory in Europe during World War II. It is the day to pay tribute to the men and women who decades ago served and sacrificed for the cause of freedom. This was the generation that, by ending the war, literally saved the world, laying a foundation for peace. The President asks that in addition to commemorating this important anniversary, we honor the men and women in uniform who currently serve our country, and recommit ourselves to the values we share with our allies in Europe and beyond: freedom, security, democracy, human rights, and the rule of law around the world. Thank you for watching Millennium Headlines. See you next week.